guys, just tuning in for this week's update of learning to day trade penny stocks on the US market. So it's been a bit of a weird week. This month I committed to not trading day one moves and to try and focus on my prime setups like first green day bounces, third day surges and things that I have time to make a plan for days in advance. And it's just a weird timing because this month those setups have not really been in play. And when they have been in play, so this week there have been some, they've not been behaving as they typically would. So I've had some good trades, but I've also, they've messed me up a bit as well. So I'm glad that I've not traded the day ones because that's what I've committed to do. However, that's where the opportunity is at the moment in the day ones. So I'm kind of going back to the drawing board a little bit. I don't want to go back on what I've said, but at the same time, you have to adapt to what the market is offering. And at the moment, it's the day ones. So I'm kind of rethinking my plan. Do I start looking at day ones again for the rest of the month? I'm not too sure. I did also trade a breakout this week for the second time I've ever traded a breakout. And it wasn't a day one mover, so it did still fit my criteria of not trading day ones, but it's something that I don't know how to trade really. But breakouts are on at the moment and I thought it was worth a shot. I've also watched some videos recently on breakouts which really helped me to play this one well. So I'm going to analyse the breakout, and also I tried to trade that same stock for the first green day bounce the day before, which messed me up, and it was a really good setup, but as I said, it didn't behave the way it typically would. So yeah, feeling a bit all over the place this week, but let's go into the trades. So the ticker is ABVE, and I tried to play this for first green day bounce setup, so where stocks had a big run up, it's pulled back, looking to play it for a bounce. So this is its day one here, where it's moved on high volume, and it's gone from around 35 cents and it's, gone up over a couple of days all the way up to 440. So that's a big run. That's up over around 1,300%, which is a massive move on the market. So all eyes are on this for a pullback and where you can get a bounce if it's going to bounce. So this is the day that I played it for a bounce, and it was the correct day to play it, but it didn't go as I thought it would. So let me just go to the intraday chart. Let's go on the 5-minute timescale first of all. There's a lot of lines on here because I've traded it for a breakout as well the next day. So all kinds of things going on here. So this is like the run up day one and day two. And then it's pulling back. And then this is the bounce area here. So you can see on the pullback, the day before I played it, it has retraced a decent amount as well, which is what I'm looking for. And yeah, it seems to be basing around 160. And going back to its day one, we can see here it's had resistance at 160, and then it's pushed out of there after hours. So it's looking like, yeah, it has got significance in that area. If I just go on to the 1-minute chart. Yeah, so this is the day before. And you can see here, that's where it's based out at 160. So I'm kind of looking at that as it's had a massive run up. It's now pulled back a decent amount and seems to be finding some support here. Could it possibly bounce the next day? So I was watching it the next morning and can see pre-market, it has this nice green candle off 159. So it's slightly broken yesterday's low of day of 160, but only just, and it's had a nice push off there. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm probably going to take an entry here and risk off just under here, 158 I think was my risk. So I took it pre-market, bought it a little bit higher than I would like actually, kind of bought it a couple of times to get my average down, ended up getting it about 1.2 1.67 roughly, 1.675 I think it was. So yeah, slightly higher than I would have wanted, but still okay. And as pre-market went, this is a little bit unusual really. It broke my risk here and I automatically cut the trade pre-market, so I managed to get out at 155. So my risk was 158, managed to sell at 155 with a bit of slippage there. So yeah, I was pretty frustrated that it didn't look like it was going to do what I wanted it to do, because I felt like today was the day for the bounce. And I was still watching it because I was thinking, you know what, if it reclaims this risk, I can jump back in. But the break here was quite significant. I mean, it went down to, see on the chart now because I'm blocking it. I think around 132, somewhere like that by the looks of it. So that's a significant break there. So it was kind of like, well, that's kind of, yeah, I kind of wrote it off really. And then I did see it come back up and reclaim that risk. And it did cross my mind, do I re-enter it here? But because this was such a big break, I decided not to, because I didn't think it was looking how it typically should look. So yeah, I didn't re-enter that, and unfortunately it then ripped. So yeah, nice big bounce there. Went all the way up to 239. So as you can imagine, I'm pretty gutted watching that go without me pre-market, especially when these setups have not been in play this month. So to identify one, put the thesis together, my thesis is correct, and then see it go without you is just like, yeah, it's hard to take, it really is, but that's trading, isn't it? So yeah, I missed out on that one. But I also traded this the next day for a breakout, which is different for me. I've only ever traded a breakout once. I think that was actually, might have been this week or last week on something else, and I traded it so badly. But I watched an interview with Tim Brittani actually this week, thankfully, and that really helped me to trade this breakout well. And I don't like trading breakouts, which is why this is only the second time I've done it, and I've never really been looking for them, but they've been hot at the moment. They've been hot for a while, and I saw this one try and have a breakout the next day. So if we go to the next, well, after hours, after it's had its bounce, you can see it's normally when these things have a bounce, they'll probably just fade off, and that's it. That's the kind of the whole play done for the rest of the days that follow. But this continued to push after hours, after it came back down, and it was pushing that level that it bounced to. And it did it once, twice, and then pre-market the next day, 3 times it was trying to push. And that got my attention. I saw it come up on my scan. I was like, oh, ABVE seems to be moving again. And can see, yeah, it's couldn't quite break out of that level there, but this here it did, and then it failed. So I'm thinking, if this tries to go again, this could potentially be a breakout, which is on the daily chart. Let's have a quick look. It's this day here. So I'm not looking for a breakout up here. I'm playing the breakout of, it's breaking out on, go back, these areas, which is here. So it's like a breakout of the highs of its these days here, which is nice because it's got range to move into. If you're going to buy the breakout up here, I feel it's a lot more risky, but here it's like, oh, okay, you can get these moves from like here. It might break out past here. So yeah, obviously I'm not familiar with these, but that's kind of my thinking. So How I've traded the other breakout that I traded it badly, and I was trading it as soon as like it was breaking past these areas, like getting straight in, not waiting to see if this is actually a breakout or if this is just going to collapse. So my thinking was, here is the actual breakout level of its high of day on this day. So this is the breakout level. So it has pushed past it once, a little bit there and then there. So now that I can see that it has tried to break out, I'm looking for it to break out of these little peaks here. And that will tell me not only is it broken out of the previous day's high of day, it's now pushing past the high of day pre-market. So that's what I'm looking for. When's it going to break out of this level, and is it going to allow me an entry? So I need a little bit of consolidation where I can actually enter that. So I saw it pre-market, so it's now crossing this level. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, this is now a breakout. Where can I get in? Where can I risk off? And I think possibly I might have entered too soon. But I got in this area at 255. Nice entry actually, 255, just kind of risking off like around here, 249, something like that. And I could see like it was trying to consolidate here. So that was kind of my signal to take an entry. And then it started to push off. But again, this might have been the safer entry here where it's pushed even more, it's come back and you've got a proper area of consolidation here. So that's probably a little bit safer. So yeah, kind of, let's have a look at what it did. Yeah, it was just selling into these areas, and I actually wanted to hold it for market open because I thought it was going to, continue. And so I didn't trade this very well with my sells, and I just look at my stats here. Yeah, my average sell worked out around like 271, somewhere like around there, because I ended up cutting, I think before market open, and I should have really been selling up here. So I only took like a 6% gain on that, which is still fine, new to trading breakouts. But I did an even better trade actually, because I re-entered it on market open. So yeah, I re-entered on market open because it pulled back. I thought I can risk off the breakout level, which is around 230. So if I risk off 2.29, that should hold, and this may continue to break out. So I took that trade and I got in at 238, risking off 2.29, and then just had a lovely move, broke out of these areas, and had a really nice breakout. As you can see from the chart, this is the breakout day. So I just sold kind of along the way. I can't remember what my best sell was now. I think it was like 330 something. Maybe my best sell was around there. And my average sell was 293. So nice gain there. That worked out at a 23% gain. So I was really happy with that. It's only the second breakout I've traded, and I think I traded it well, and I think I traded it safely, which is the most important. So not just buying it as soon as it breaks out of a previous day's highs, but waiting for it to confirm that it is a breakout, waiting for a little pullback, some consolidation, somewhere I can risk off, and then I can trade it safely. So I am happy with my discipline this week. I have traded what I said I was going to trade, although I did trade the breakout, but I'm happy with that. But I am rethinking my strategy for the rest of the month and whether I need to sit down and look at how to play day ones more. So it's Sunday today, so I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time studying the day one movers and maybe looking more at those next week. I'm not too sure. My eyes are on breakouts at the moment as well, because that's what's in play. And yeah, that's it really. So thanks for watching and catch you next week.